Hey, what is going on? Welcome to the Sync Producer Spotlight. Actually, hold on. There we go. If you couldn't just hear me, I had to switch my microphone. So, welcome to the Sync Producer Spotlight. My name is Jason Dowty. So, what this is if this is your first time to watch one of these, we have a community called the Sync Producer Hub where it's run by Anthony Clint Jr. And we're a group of music creators, music producers, and artists who are getting our music into TV and film. And this entire program helps us do that. And every other week, we like to take somebody from the community and put them in the spotlight so we can learn a little bit more about them, learn what has brought them success so far, learn their plans for the future, and just learn from each other. So, if you're interested in doing any of that, if you want to get your music into TV and film, or if you're just looking for a way to make money from your music and maybe quit your 9 to 5 and do music full time, this is a place where you can learn how to do that. All right. So today I'm very excited for our guest. You've seen him in the community. He always posts our weekly recap of everything that happened in the hub, and he also has found a way to actually make a living with his music, more by working with artists, working with a major television show in Sweden, and we're going to talk about all of that. His name is Alexander, and we're going to bring him in now. And Alexander, welcome to the Sync Producer Spotlight.
Thank you so much.
Can you hear me okay? I had the wrong mic on earlier, so I'm just making
I
sure you can hear me.
I could even hear you with the wrong mic. So now
Okay.
I just hear you like in HD. So this is
All
perfect.
right. Perfect. All right. So, I mean, the big question that comes up in every live stream that we do. So every Friday night, Anthony Clint does a live stream where he it's a Q&A, right? So if you have any questions, he answers your questions about sync. And then also we play some of our music, and then he'll give us feedback on our music. And whenever you were like the number one most active person in the community last week, but we didn't see any music that you posted. But mainly, he wants to know how to pronounce your last name. So,
Well, the $1 million question. That's why we're here,
yeah,
right?
that's the whole reason. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's Quarfordt. That's in Swedish,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. Like, say it however you want. Quarfordt, whatever.
Quarfordt. that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
as close as I can get.
I think you nailed it. And to be fair, like most people in Sweden don't even know how to pronounce that.
Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, that's awesome.
That's all
That's
right.
awesome. All right, we're gonna say what's up to Larry, who is in the chat. We got KJ right here.
Ooh.
All right. Paid a producer. I know that's Aaron Island. He's not in the community, but he's part of other communities that I've been a part of. He is an entrepreneur and a brilliant music maker himself. And then Brother Truman, welcome. Normally, I know that every live that we have and every show that we have, you're probably sleeping, right?
Yeah, that's the
So,
thing.
are you located in Sweden now?
Yeah, I'm in Sweden right now.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. Let us know what got you into music, like some of your early influences, and what got you starting down this whole music creation pathway.
Yeah, sure. So, what got me started in the first place, it was, well, you do you remember Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that. And I saw Slash, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses, and I just thought he was badass. So I wanted to become him. So luckily my dad, he was a guitar player. So he had a Fender, old Fender. I started playing on that.
Mhm.
Then from there, I kind of just got sucked into it. Then I did that when I was like 11. Then when I was 13, Avicii and
Mhm.
Skrillex, they popped off. So I was like, oh, now I want to be them. So then I started doing that. Then, teens come around, you get a little troubled perhaps. So
Mhm.
when I was a teen, that's when I found hip hop, of course. And I just started doing that. And yeah, that's like the early stages of what got me into music in the first place.
I think about all the time I wasted getting good at Guitar Hero. Instead of doing what you did and actually learning how to play the guitar.
No, but I wasted a lot of time on Guitar Hero as well. But I get obsessive, right? Like as soon as I do something that I really, really like, I get very obsessive with it, and I have to like just do it all the time.
Right, right, yeah. I think probably everybody who's a music producer or artist or something like that, you almost have to have that as part of your personality. You gotta, like, get
Mm,
in order to make great art, you have to be obsessed with it, right? So,
absolutely.
at some point, you got obsessed with it, and then you got into, like, the production part. Like, what's your DAW of choice? How did you get started into all that?
Okay, DAW of choice. Then that's a hard one.
Okay.
I I jumped around so much. Right now I'm on Logic, and I would say for full productions, I think that Logic is easier just because of the I don't know, I just like the workflow and how it's all laid out, and you can structure full songs and you can record in it. And then the vocal comping is easier as well. So I
Okay.
like Logic for that reason.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night a little bit. Anthony went back and forth from Ableton and Logic. There were some things he liked more in Ableton. What other DAWs have you tried?
I've tried Ableton. I started with FL Studio,
Mhm.
went to Ableton, then back to FL Studio, then I ended up on Logic. Oh, and I had a machine in between, a machine micro,
Oh,
those.
yeah, yeah.
So I did that for a while in combination with Ableton, but then I ended up with Logic.
Okay. I assume you're an Apple person then. It seems like all the Apple people use Logic.
Yeah, I don't know, something like when that first, that's actually when I switched. So when I first got my first like royalty check, it wasn't a lot, but I
Mhm.
spent it all on a Mac because I was like, okay, now I'm actually making money from this. Now it's time to be an official music producer. I can't have an MSI gaming. I don't know. It was my mind. I was like, okay, now
Okay.
I need a Mac. I always wanted one. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, tell us about that first royalty check. How did that come about?
Ooh, that was nothing special, really. It was just a bunch of, I didn't even know about PRO, or I knew about PROs, but I completely overlooked them. So it wasn't even from that. It was
Mhm.
just straight from distribution uh, to my wallet, basically. And the way that came about was just me making a lot of songs with a lot of different small artists, and then that just slowly compounding over time. And I think it was like no, or no, sorry. It was actually that. And then I did a song with a small artist that was actually signed to Sony.
Mhm.
And that was the first time that like they gave me an upfront payment for like 1,500
Okay.
US approximately. And that was what I then I cashed all of those out and I bought myself a MacBook.
You reinvested. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was worth it.
You bring up a good point. I think, um, one thing we talk about some in the hub, but we need to talk about more is collaboration, working with other people in general is a requirement.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To be
Yes.
successful. A lot of us have that kind of introverted personality, where you could just spend hours in front of your computer screen making great music. But the power of making those connections, especially people that are maybe on the same level as you, or is trying to get their start, or maybe medium wherever you are in your career. People that are on your same level, you never know who's going to pop off, who's going to get this big opportunity, right? And who are they going to reach out to when they need help with that?
Yeah.
So, tell us about
Definitely.
who you've worked with and what that experience has been like.
Amazing. Yeah. So I worked with a lot of different artists. Now, you guys, unfortunately, you're not going to know them because, like, it's Sweden. But I worked with most artists, small, big. And the way that it all came about is just like how you said it, just through in the beginning, because I had no idea what I was doing, just random collaboration. Like,
Yeah.
some kind of faith that okay, this is going to work out somehow. I don't know how, but somehow this is going to work. And
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
go ahead, sorry.
no, I'm just thinking like because there's so many things. Well, I guess my first start was just working with my friends in my parents' garage. Like that's where I really started. And then we started working and just releasing songs, nothing big at all, like 1,000 streams per song.
Mhm.
But that was my start, and I was thankful for that because that's where I learned to record. That's where I learned to work with other people because I had a huge problem of always wanting to get it my way when I was
Mhm.
working with them, and I quickly realized like, hey, that doesn't work all the time. So I kind of learned how to record people, how to work with people. Then from there, that's where, yeah, like that gave me enough of a local buzz in my city where people in my city who were connected to bigger artists and bigger opportunities, they actually like far connected, not closely connected, but far. They actually started reaching out to me because there was, I guess I was kind of lucky in that sense that there was almost like a shortage of producers. We had one producer before who, quote unquote, made it out of the city, but he was gone. So they needed producers, and there I was. So I started working with a couple guys that were like a collective, released a bunch of songs with them, and had great collaborations with them. And that was the first time, like I think that was my first like million streams working with those guys, and then did that, and I just tried to work with as many people as possible. And yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, that's great. That's something a lot of us don't do, and I know there's no shortage of producers where I am. Right? So that's interesting that, maybe the culture is a little bit different there, and, but I'm sure it's not a shortage of producers. I'm sure what it was is you were making incredible music and people recognize that, like, they probably heard the songs and
It was iffy, bro. To be honest, it
Yeah,
wasn't
really?
great.
Okay.
Wasn't great. Let's see. You got my music, so if we can look through that later, you can hear some of the early stuff. Like it wasn't great by
Okay.
any means, but yeah, of course, there's no shortage. But I would say there was a shortage of producers making full songs.
I gotcha.
That's like it, and like really being a producer, I guess, or if we could call whatever I was doing then that. But yeah.
Awesome. Great. I'm Tim Bird's in the house, Birdman Pro and Rich. What's going on? Just saying hi. Um, yeah, so I think the theme of this is going to be collaboration and mindset. So one of the main reasons I wanted to put you in the spotlight and to help out. First of all, you've been extremely helpful to all the community members. And I remember you responded to somebody's post, and you had found a way to make a living from your music. And I know that's a goal of mine and a lot of other people in the community. What do you think's helped you be successful, and how did you make it? How did you make it out of your town? And how did you end up making a living at this?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts around this actually.
All right, cool.
So that's amazing. I'm very glad you asked me that. Okay, you might have to kind of steer me a little bit because I got so many thoughts now that I don't even know where to go with them. Let's see. Wait, could you please repeat
Sure.
the question?
You're making a living at music.
Yeah.
You found a way to do it. What advice would you like to share, and would you like to tell us about that journey?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, first things first, collaboration, of course. Always collaborate, but then also, okay, I would say main thing is get good, and not good in the sense that you're the most technically skilled producer ever, because I used to think that what it was all about. I am by no means that. I've never been. But what I realized is that it's more about just getting the right music to the right people. Like it's way more about that than the actual music itself. So if you have somebody that you work with, whether it's sync or it's artists or doesn't really matter, if you can give them the vibe that they want in that exact moment that they want it, then it's gonna work. Doesn't have to be the best mix, doesn't have to be the best sound selection, doesn't have to be the best whatever. It just can work. So that's thing number one, like make the right music for the right people. And by the way, feel free to stop me at any point if you want to go deeper on something, by the way.
No, keep going.
That's thing number one. Then when it comes to collaborations, I would say to somehow go like network upwards. So whatever you're doing is like go upstream. It might be if you're here, then you go here. So you network with this person because the gap isn't so big. Whereas if you're here, and this is something I tried, it's hilarious because I sent like the worst cold emails ever. to like the biggest artists when I was starting. But if you're here, then the artist or whoever it is here. That's going to be tough because they're not going to care. They have people they're working with, and you're not valuable yet. Because a lot of the value for a producer is just basically what you have done. If we like, for example, this is kind of unrelated, but John Williams, is he the best composer, most genius ever? No, but he has done some incredible things. He has done memorable things that we all recognize, and that's why he's John Williams. And mustard on the beat. Does he make any crazy advanced beats? No. But he made memorable hits that we all remember, and he still does that to this day. And that's why he's DJ Mustard. But the only way that you can do that is by working with people who either are on their way up or are already up and you just make it bigger. The way you get there is by networking one step ahead. And when it comes to networking, I would say number one thing I learned there is to not be transactional, not spammy. Because I don't know how it is in the sync space, but like in this space that I'm in, there's a lot of, yo gang, check out my shit, let's work. And, just spamming a bunch of stuff. And it's like, it's not going to work because the music business at the end of the day is a people's business. And if you get to know the people and the people like you, then you're going to work with the people and it's going to go somewhere. If that makes sense.
I'm typing notes here.
Okay.
So yeah, that makes amazing sense. I'm going to recap what you said so far, and you let me know if we're on the right track. So, the right music at the right time for the right person with the right emotion. If you can make that, you are going to be adding value because you have to have like this be in service mindset. You are there to, I mean, it's creative, but it's also solving a problem, right? It's something that, they're looking for, that they need, or they don't know that they need yet because they haven't heard it yet.
Yes, that too. Absolutely.
All right. Network upwards, one level up, or horizontally too. Obviously, you never know who's going to be.
Exactly.
Don't be transactional or spammy with your communication. You want to do tailored messaging, and we actually learned that in the hub, right? Like if you're going to write an email to a music library, do your homework, show that you know who they are, what they're about, so that you can personalize your messages.
Exactly.
Cool. Any other thoughts? Because I'm taking notes over here.
Okay, amazing. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so right music for the right person, vertically and horizontally. I would say that horizontally can be a little bit of a trap, or at least it was for me.
Okay.
And I remember this because I was working super hard, like 12 hours every day, working my 9 to 5, then music. And I was like super tired. I was just working. And then I was like, I remember I was complaining actually to my friend about this. And he has nothing to do with music. But I was complaining and he was just like, bro, do you expect the people that you're working with to make a hit? Like, do you think that's going to happen? I'm like, no. He's like, right. So get to the people who can do that for you. And then that's where I started shifting towards like, okay, who has potential? And when you look at potential, like actually look at the numbers, not just your subjective opinion of somebody's work. Because sure, I might think one thing, the market might say something else. Right. And then it's just like, look at the numbers, look at the monthly listeners. And then I spotted a pattern, which was that every single big producer that I was trying to like catch up to, they didn't start with artists who were brand new, because that is hard, because they don't like they don't have proof of concept in the market, so to speak. And then also you don't know how they work and if they're gonna like actually take it seriously. But what I noticed was that what they all did was that they found artists with like 100K monthly listeners, 150K monthly listeners. And mind you, this is a country with a population of 10 million. So it's like kind of mid-ish. The biggest are like at 1 million monthly listeners. But what they were doing was they were working with the people who already had a buzz, and then they took them to the next level. And that's where it clicked, like that in combination with my friend. And I was like, okay, that's where it's at. Now I need to be able to get to at least those people. And
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I did through networking just one step. So it's almost vertical, but it's like this, you know?
Yep. Yep.
And yeah. Oh, another thing on the music side of things, figure out what works, literally. And I know I've seen in the Sync Producer Hub where there was a module where he went on a specific page. I can't remember the name. To check out like what is working right now. And it's the same thing here. It's like figure out what works, then do it on your own way. And the
Mm-hmm.
way I did that personally was by just obsessively listening to the top 50 charts. So
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to Sweden top 50, Sweden top 50, French top 50 because I knew that influenced Swedish music, and Netherlands Netherlands top 50 as well because I knew that influenced my music.
Okay.
And what started happening was that everything I was hearing constantly started rubbing off on me, and not only in my producing, but also in the way that I produce the artists. So then I would go in and be like, okay, wait, can you take this line, put it before this one? These words, change them. We can make them catchier. We can make them hit better, etc. Change this flow and really like go in and construct a song. And that's when I actually made my first like top 50 records. And I think I have 8 or 9. We can say 8 because I kind of lost one screenshot, so I don't want to say it if I can't back it up with proof. But I know that I have 9, but I have 8 screenshots.
You have 8 more than I have, so don't worry about it. That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I think, let me ask you this. You probably worked with a lot of other producers who were probably the most talented you've ever heard, but they weren't as successful as you, right? Like they didn't do some of
Oh,
these things that you're talking about. What I'm asking is, what do you think's the most important mindsets to have in order to reach that next level?
absolutely, bro. There's so many people that were so much better than me. Like, no, there was literally, and shout out to him, Zach Beats.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want me to mention it. Fuck it. Nobody's gonna know. Sorry for cursing, by the way. Um,
All
but
good.
yeah, no, he's my friend. He's extremely talented. And he was like, I remember because I was working with these artists. This was before I had any like bigger success,
Hmm.
but I was working with these artists and they kind of brought him in because I wasn't really delivering that well. So they kind of brought him in too. I was like, shit, like he's way better than me. But that's one mindset thing because then I started watching him. Like, okay, what he's doing. Please teach me. How are you doing? At first, I was bummed out. I was like
Hmm.
trying to almost like ignore him, not ignore him like when we're talking, but like, I can do my own thing. But then I was like, oh, wait, he's actually better than me. Okay, let me see what he's doing and like learn from him. So that's one thing. Second thing is you just gotta be relentless. Like just never ever stop. And like be okay with seeing very little reward for all of the work that you're putting in. That's one thing. And like be okay with seeing everybody else kind of pass you and just be okay with that and know that okay cool, wasn't my time this time, but next time it's gonna be, and have that like delusional faith in that it's gonna work out.
Hmm.
Yeah, be delusional essentially, and just have a very clear goal of okay, this is gonna work. I don't care how long it takes, I don't care how much work it takes. Whatever I need to do to make it work, I'm gonna do it. And it's like, yeah, I would say that is probably the most important mindset. Yeah, go ahead.
That's amazing. I think most of us. I'm so glad we're having this conversation because I've been
Okay, good.
delving into this stuff lately. Many of us practice self sabotage, where we stop ourselves, where we, when we have that self talk and just our internal dialogue, we're like, there's no way this could ever happen, right? No matter how much work I do, I never see any results. Like all of those types of messages. And when you do that, you are training your subconscious mind it's like you're putting an order in. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, subconscious mind, I'm going to tell you things all day and you give me what I'm asking for, right? So if, it seems like I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to be delusional. I'm going to put in the work. you know what I mean? Like, and your subconscious brain is like, okay, all right, we'll get it for you then, right?
I don't know if it was as much me saying that because I was feeling that way. I was just decided like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna stop until this works. I refuse. And it's like doesn't matter. Because I would say that I was very negative
Hmm.
for a long time.
Okay.
And I was almost about to quit. But it was still like I've gotten it was more of a I was almost about to quit, but then I like look back and I'm like, okay, I spent 2 years on this. Like I almost lived in the studio for 2 years because I lived in the couch there. There was a shower. It was nasty, but it existed. So I basically like lived in the studio, and I was like, okay, have I done all of this for nothing? Like, no, that's not going to be a possibility. So it was more like I would say that like mindset wise, I was probably pretty negative about it, but it was more like, okay, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just
Okay.
going to keep going because in my mind it's like because I find it freeing to not be. This is weird because I know a lot of people say that you need, like, the mind needs to go first. For me, it has almost always been the opposite. Like I've tried these, and nothing wrong with that. But I've tried these like Think and Grow Rich, Visualize, and then I like can't do it, and then I just feel like shit, and I'm like, wait, does this mean I can't do this? Because I don't like I can manifest and tell myself in the mirror that I'm awesome, but I don't feel it. And then
Yeah.
that almost brings me down because then it's like,
Hmm.
oh, wait, I'm not feeling the way I'm supposed to. Does this mean I can't make it work? So what works best for me has just been to like, okay, I feel like shit. This doesn't feel good. But it's like if I just put the actions, I will get the result. And that's kind of freeing in a sense because then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, nice. It doesn't matter what I believe about myself or if I can see my vision or not, or if I have my goals written down on a piece of paper and I read it before night. It doesn't matter. I can just show up and do the things I need to do, and then
Hmm.
I'll get the result. And that was freeing in a
That's
sense,
awesome.
but that's different for everybody.
No, that totally makes sense. Have you ever heard of a book called The Dip by Seth Godin?
I've heard of Seth Godin, but not the dip.
So it's what something you said reminded me of that. When you in order to achieve success in anything, have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? You ever seen that before?
Yes, when you think you're, oh, I was about to curse again, but when you think you're really good, but you're really not.
Yes, yeah. But it all follows a curve. Like you start something, I'll try to draw with my finger, and
Yeah,
then it comes up here and you're at the peak of Mount Stupid because you have like all the confidence in the world and all the enthusiasm in the world, right? When you start off. And then, you just dip way down. And they call this the valley of despair. That's
yeah,
when you were living in your studio and that's when you were just making song after song after song and not seeing any rewards. What he says in the book is that is the time. That's like boot camp. That's the time to
mm,
prepare you for when you do come back on the way up, because let's say, if you did get that, major artist opportunity and you're in the studio with them, if you hadn't done those 2 years in that studio, you wouldn't have had the skills and the confidence and everything that you needed to be successful in that moment.
exactly.
So yeah, it just kind of reminded me of that. So being relentless, even though you felt like shit and you kept doing it. And it's true with I think with every journey, every successful person, they gotta, have that little bit of, delusion, and they got to have that little bit of period where there's just no good results yet.
Absolutely.
But you have to
Absolutely.
celebrate the small wins to keep you
Yeah.
going. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you mentioned that of the thing about Valley of Despair, because School, the platform that we're on,
Hmm.
it has a co-owner, Alex Hormozy, is like big business YouTuber.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
talks about that as well, but in a business context where people always start businesses. So he calls it's very similar, but he's like uninformed optimism. That's
Yep.
when you have an opportunity and you're like, hell yeah, done, 3 weeks, easy. But then you start doing it and you go to informed pessimism where you're like, oh wow, this was way harder than I thought. And
Yep.
then you hit the valley of despair and it's just like, shit, this is not working out. And that's where he says like most people then quit and then they start the new thing because it's like,
Hmm.
oh, that thing over there looks way better. I'm gonna do that. So you go back to uninformed optimism. And I don't know, just that thing always resonated a lot with me.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's play some of your music.
Let's
I
go.
haven't done that yet. I have 2 songs here. I have an artist named Sticky.
Yes, sir.
I have a few songs here. Lotta Migva, Many Men. I don't know which
Oh,
song. The one with the 11 million streams. You want me to play that one first, maybe?
no, that's not mine, unfortunately. I got others like
Oh,
that. It's called Logga Ut. Could you perhaps share your screen and I can just
Loga
guide you
Ut.
to
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Give me one sec. And let me share it with audio. Yeah, I have Loga Ut. All right.
Yeah, that one, that one.
So if I Oh, these are recommended underneath. Okay, I just
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
play
yeah.
and we're good. Sorry, I don't spend a lot of time in Spotify.
No, that's fine.
All right, anything you want us to know about this song before we play it?
The demo was made in 15 minutes because we had to get out of the studio. It was
Oh,
6 in the morning. And then we spent one more session on it. And that was like an hour session, probably. So that was fun.
all right. All right. Well, I've heard some of the best music though happens like that cuz you don't get in your own way and overthink too much. Sometimes
Yeah.
the melodies just come flowing, you know what I mean? All right. Well, let's give it a listen. How do you say this? Lago out? Laga out? Laga
Logga
out?
ut. It
Laga
means
out.
log out. Log
Log
out.
out.
That's what it means.
All right, here we go.
Guns på guns, ja, det finns ingen man mot man. Brorsan här det är gun mot gun. Ingen häst eller grann för grann, ey. Bro din traktar mera horor än Amsterdam. Nej, det finns ingen tand för tand. Alla vet jag är number one, ey. Tejpade Kalle Mac, vi tar med dem i din skalle snabbt, ey. Snälla bro, bara var tyst, jag vill inte höra någon tallesnack, ey. Tabben i ballen bro, du vill inte få min ballelack, ey. Fetten går ratata, i skotten öppnar hans matata, ey. Du är G, ey, du står bredvid mig. Det är de mot oss och det är vi mot dem bro. Det är inte konstigt, det är så det blir, ey. Du kan vara som mig men aldrig bli mig. Vi skickar bitchen om hon är dryg, ey. Vi skickar upp han som tar ett flyg, ey. Bro, hon tog av mig, hon var nyss blyg, ey. Jag måste varit full, hon var inte snygg, ey. Sikta mot huvudet som jag inte vet vart hans ben ligger. Bro, logga ut, jag ser att du inte pallar med trycket. De vet vad jag tycker, ser jag upp sen jag trycker. Äter upp eller vänd ibland, jag tänker för mycket. Jag chillar med en bad, hon sa till mig kom förstör mig. Jag röker på Azzy, stänger av luren för de stör mig. Tror mig de stör mig, upp sen vet att vi kör ej. Kan inte vara glad tills shunon ligger helt upp dig. Med förlängd mag om du ser oss, brorsan vänd snabbt om vi blir oss. Ska inte vara oss, kan inte hända, bara demons, inga änglar. Youngis de kliver för pengar, stick i ett G kan inte ändras. 762 får det regna. Boom, boom, de tömmer hela diskoten, öppnat hans huvud, boom, boom. Headshots, ingen här, han vet vart ett ben ligger. Vroom, vroom, sen de flyger iväg på en 450, den trycker, bro, mitt hjärta är tomt, tomt. Siktar mot huvudet som jag inte vet vart hans ben ligger. Bro, logga ut, jag ser att du inte pallar med trycket. De vet vad jag tycker, ser jag upp sen jag trycker. Äter upp eller vänd ibland, jag tänker för mycket. Jag baby kom förbi och ta med din
All right.
vän.
That was hilarious. You got the horn.
Yeah, I got the DJ horn going on there. All
Hell
right.
yeah, hell yeah.
All right, let me stop the screen sharing. No, that was awesome. I like how it picked up. I like the gated uh the way you kind of chop the I don't even know what you call it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know either. The kickstart. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the reason why I picked this song because it's not the biggest one,
Mhm.
but I'm very happy with the production, and I'm happy because it's so minimalistic, and I literally did it in 15 minutes in a rush. And the only reason I have the kickstart on there was because like he was like, "Oh, it needs more variation." I'm like, I was super tired. I couldn't come up with anything, so I
Yeah.
just slapped kickstart on there, and they were like, "Yeah, that's it. Just roll with it."
That's awesome. No, that's great. One thing you did put in the form that before I want to make sure we touch on this before
Yeah, yeah,
we leave the interview. Um, you had a song featured on Snapacash, or you did some like the
yeah,
TV show, right? Like what?
yeah.
How did that happen?
Honestly, no idea. I made I made one song with a like completely brand new artist. It just
Uh-huh.
like it was one of those sessions that kind of just happened. I don't even know how that session happened, but it happened, and we made a song, and it was all good. We made a song. Then it was with a female rapper. She released it. Then nothing happened with it. I even think she deleted it. Like it got like 2 streams or something, or like maybe 100, but not a lot. I don't know. And that was years before like any of the other stuff happened. But that just happened, and then we made, and then all out of nowhere, I was on vacation. She just texted me like, "Hey, I somehow know some of the people that are working on that show, and they wanted this song to be in that." So just kind of like I'm setting up the PRO now. I'm like, hell yeah, do that. And that was really it. So not nothing crazy there. It just kind of happened, which is very interesting. But it's a lot of fun. A lot of people watch that show, so it was nice having a song on there.
That's awesome. Now, so it was that part of the reason you decided to join Clint's community and look at sync as a possible revenue stream, or what got you into sync music?
No, I just joined Clint's community because, well, first of all, I had my own. So first I was like, okay, let me see, because Clint is obviously doing a fantastic job. So I was just like, okay, let me see what's going on in there. And then I just kind of got hooked in the community because the community was so awesome. Like everybody was so nice, and it was high quality engagement. And then I just, you know, started engaging in it. And then I'm always like very interested about other parts of music. I think it, like the music business as a whole is very interesting. So I started watching some of the course materials, and then I kind of just stuck around for the vibes, to be honest. Like
All
it's
right.
it's a lot of fun.
Well, what's your community about?
Yeah, so my community is for trap producers. That is who it's geared for. Now, trap, like I say that pretty broadly. Like it can be anything. Like if you make Afro, it's not like I'm gonna kick you out because in Swedish music it's very broad. So I got them to do boom bap, I got them to do Afro, pop, everything in between. So I just kind of started that, and actually I stopped working with artists to do this because I did it, and then I was like, okay, cool. This doesn't hit the same anymore. Now I want to do something else.
Right.
And then I was just like, hey, I think there's a huge gap about like how to go about making a career as a producer. And I heard so much that people were just like, oh, it's not possible. It's not possible. And it pissed me off. So then I started this thing because I was like, it can be done and I know how. So yeah, that's what my community is about. But mine's free. So it's just like I'm in there helping out and stuff like that.
Amazing. Um, is there a way you can share your link to your community so I
Yeah,
can
for
put it in the
sure.
description of this video and in the chat and all that stuff?
Absolutely.
All right. Awesome. What's it
Should
called?
I
Well,
trap producers?
you could
Shocker,
put it
right?
trap producer like school.com trap producers.
Yeah,
All
wait. Can I
right.
put it in the chat right here?
Yeah, yeah, put it in the chat. Yeah. Most definitely.
I sent it in the private chat right here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll share it in the
Okay, awesome.
Share it in the main chat.
I couldn't. Maybe
Uh,
I'm
I don't know
stupid.
if it got to,
Yeah.
it got to the YouTubes, Facebook. I saw Mike Melendez and Aaron Island still here. I saw EVM earlier. They're in the Facebook. You may not be able to see this link that I put in the chat, but it's just school.com. So SKOOL.com, trap producers. And it's free to join. You can just join in there and that's it. Oh, that's awesome.
And hang
What
out.
what do you, I mean, is that it's obviously okay. So putting together your own community and running it and all of that is a time and energy thing, right? So is there an offer that comes to help people, with that, like later on? I assume there is, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have
Yeah.
a one-on-one offer. Now that's just for the people that I'm 100% confident that I can help and that are, I would say, really serious about this and value speed. So they want to get there faster. Now,
Yeah.
for everybody who is not that person, that's why I have the free stuff. Because
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in giving away the information. And then if you want the implementation, that's gonna take my time and then we need to, you know, work together. So that's another thing.
That's awesome. I'm gonna join right after this, but
Hell
I
yeah.
can't stop the interview just to join.
That's all right.
All right, that's awesome. And I've seen you. I'm a part of because I bought the Unison, some of their stuff, like MIDI Wizard and stuff like that. And I've seen you in there as well, and you're pretty
Yeah,
active in there as well. That's pretty cool. You're just see collaboration, meeting people. Like, I think that's something that a lot of us producers are lacking. So, thank you for
absolutely.
starting the community and for being so active in ours. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's a great community, and I just like the people in there. It's amazing. Like no other music community. I think I even said that in a post. Like no other music community has that quality of engagement and that quality of members. Like it doesn't exist. Even in paid ones, it doesn't exist like it
Wow,
does in Sync Producer. So it's really a fantastic place.
that's awesome. Well, big shout out to Anthony Clint Jr. for putting all of that together, right?
100%.
Yeah. Okay, well let's hop into the other song here. One by Rhea.
Oh yeah, that's the first one that ever hit the charts. That was before that one. I was very close to quitting,
Okay.
but then that happened. So yeah, that one means a lot to me, and I feel like that's the first time I actually made a really good beat. So
All right, let me share my screen here. All right, here we go. What was I gonna? I always see that, like, and I don't know if you get this in your feed or not, but that picture of that miner who's digging in the rocks underground, and he's almost at the gold and quits right before he gets to the gold. I
yes,
I think there's another, like, they don't show the picture of, like, there's just more rock. You know what I mean?
no, 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 no. But do you want to know? I'm so glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because literally I used to have a mental image of that picture in my head all the time. And I know it sounds ridiculous, like that meme is literally ingrained in my brain. So
Yep.
whenever I feel like things are tough, I'm just like, okay, remember the miner, the miner meme. Like remember that. And you're only, keep chipping at it and then you're gonna get to the diamonds.
Yeah. Poor guy though. He always leaves right before the gold.
Always
So.
leaves. I was like, I'm not gonna be him.
All right. So this song to me represents when you first struck that first piece of gold.
Yeah,
All right. Here,
exactly.
all right. Here we go. And the name of the song is Rhea.
Yeah, that means on sale because the lyrics is like everybody wants to get me like my head is on sale. So like
Ah.
yeah, gangster stuff. But anyways, it's a good song.
All right. And the artist is Guantanamo, correct?
No, that's the album.
That's the album.
Yeah,
JB.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
JB is the okay. All right. All right. Let's go.
I don't have any audio. That might just be me.
Aaron Island says mute, brother. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything either. I
Oh,
just saw you vibing. I was like, oh.
I could hear it. Oh man, you guys are missing a good song here. All right, sorry about that. I think probably when I shared, I didn't share the audio. So thank you, Aaron Island, for flagging that. Rich Rosen says, "Who do you think you are, Clint?" On mute. Music's on mute. You're muted, rocking out. All right. My bad. Let me reshare
never
this
done
with
that.
audio. All right, let me try this again. All right, man, you all missed a good song. Well, it says also share tab audio. I thought I got it. Okay, we're gonna try this again.
All right.
I wish I had. So last night we had Michael Connor had this elevator music. And like whenever we were using that as like if you had to be on hold or something like that, then where they would just play his elevator music because he was waiting for everybody to vote for the best song or whatever, like whoever won the song thing, I guess. I need that music to put on hold whenever this type of thing happens. All right. My bad.
I heard that one. That's too good to just use for background. Like I heard that one. That was sick. That was like elevator music on steroids. I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, it was awesome. That man is an incredible producer and like musician.
Yeah.
He hears everything. He'll be like, "Oh, that's a G7 dominant chord over a B flat bass." I'm like, I just thought it sounded cool, but all right. All right. Okay, let's try this again. If you can't hear it, please let me know. I'm hitting play. If you can't hear it, yell at me some more. So let's go. No? All right.
Because it wasn't meant to be.
Nah, we gotta figure this out. Hold on, because there's a little toggle that says share audio when I share a tab.
Are you using Zoom, or is it this? This is the software that you're using.
I'm using Restream.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using that. Also share tab audio. I'm sharing a tab. Maybe I'll try entire screen. All right. I'm going to try this. And if this doesn't work, my apologies. All right. Okay, so I'm sharing the entire screen this time. And I'm going to move over here.
Jag tappat bort mig själv. Pretty face men du är finare omvänd.
No.
Jag gillar hur du rör på dig mamma. Jag har inte alltid svar på de frågorna. Jag brukar plocka tabbar.
Oh! Gotcha. All right, hold on. That's the wrong song.
Yeah, if you go to that song and then press the green play button, then you're going to get the right song.
Okay, all right. Hold on.
Song.
Let me do this. Let me try this. Oh, yeah, we already listened to that song. All right. Oh, here we go. I think I got it now. All right. I'm sorry for these technical difficulties. My bad.
You need to have one of those screens that just like cuts out and says technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's what we need the Michael O'Connor music for. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this.
JB Ria Alla vill ta mig som mitt huvud var på rea 4 bands för en kalle och en nia De vill beckna mig som jag blev från Ikea Det är bara en som kan bära nummer 10 Min bror åkte ner till Marbella Billa hela vägen ner för att spraya Han lekte ball, fick beja Stod i min väg, bror, back, det blir prejad Vissa ringer nåd Hon sa jag blev våt när jag lyssnar på din låt I'm the captain now, Captain Phillips coach Kör över hela världen med min lilla båt Hjälper inte folk längre Om inte det, utav egen intresse Starta inte något du inte kan avsluta När jag och brorsan pratar, vi pratar om att skjuta Din lilla dräng, sluta spela gangster Jag ser igenom dig som en utvättad fönster Tysta vittnen, skräckmetoder I tvättstugan, vi tvättar pistoler Alla vill ta mig som mitt huvud var på rea 4 bands för en kalle och en nia De vill beckna mig som jag blev från Ikea Det är bara en som kan bära nummer 10 Min bror åkte ner till Marbella Billa hela vägen ner för att spraya Han lekte ball, fick Stå i min väg, bror, back, det blir preja Du sa du har pris på ditt huvud här i gettot Vem vill komma, ta sitt kvitto. Desperados, men är frego. Svåra döda, Fidel Castro är strapped och giddy. In Aprilia Sport City. Trycker hetsig, jag kommer som en jetski. Show no mercy, pricksäker Gretzky. Så vem med ena ögat stängs som feril. Och ser gamet lika lätt som en laptop. Så mycket braj, jag börjar likna Cyclops. Som hon rör sig, Cleopatra. Legender i San Siro som Ibrakadabra. Alla kommer som mitt huvud var på rea. 4 bast för en Kalle och en nia. De vill beckna mig som möbler från Ikea. Det är bara en som kan bära nummer 10. Min bror åkte ner till Marbella. Billa hela vägen ner för att spraya. Han lekte ball, fick beja. Stå i min väg bror, papp, du blir sprayad.
So yeah, that's that one.
Ooh, all right, hold on. I gotta do the horn. Damn, I don't know what they were saying, but I know it means your ass. That was incredible, and the production was that was insane. That was amazing. No
Yeah,
wonder.
first one I'm actually, happy with. Ooh, that sub bass, I can send that to you. It's just a splice thing.
The splice thing, like a
The sub drop.
Yeah.
Or is that the one you were referring to? I think the 808 is just a spins because I'm lazy like that.
Right. All right, cool. So just a splice sample or like a plug-in for like
No,
I know they have like presets and stuff like that in Splice as well.
no, this was just a sub drop from Splice. It's in the Cashmere pack, the first one, I think.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. Any so when did you know that was a hit? Like when did you figure that out? And how did you feel when that first happened?
Well, when I knew, it was like the day once the charts were updated. So it's like released on Friday. Or no, wait, he might have had a weird release date for it. I don't know. Like I did not expect that from that song. And I know that I kind of knew it was going somewhere when I started seeing a bunch of pages repost it, and there was going snippets around and people were hyping it up.
Mhm.
So I was thinking like, okay, this might actually be something. But then the song got released, and then at 1 o'clock, that's when the charts updates between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So I just went back and forth on my phone to see like, did I make the charts? Did I make the charts? I was just Xing out the Spotify app, going back on it, Xing it out, going back on it. And it didn't update for like a long time. It didn't update. At 1 o'clock, it didn't update. And I was like, shit, well, I got to get to the barber. So I went outside. Then I hear a car going by playing that song. And I'm like, wow, okay. Then I went to my barber, and inside he didn't know I made it, but he was playing it on his screen and in the speakers. I was like, okay. Then once I had my haircut, I checked the charts again, and I saw it was at the number 25 spot, and I was like,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations. I
Thank you so
hear
much.
why it charted. That was amazing work. But you probably made how many tracks do you think you have to make that are that quality before one hits? You know what I mean? Like what they don't see are the 1,000, 2,000 other tracks that you did before that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I numbered all my beats from 2019
Uh-huh.
and forward. I made a total of 3,230 beats.
Jeez.
Not all of them are good. Most of them are shit. But yeah, I made a lot of them. And then a lot of songs too.
Man, I can't even. Man.
No, but it's not like you guys are advanced. Like a lot of mine is just like 4-bar loops slapped together, then expanded across the timeline, and then so it's not the same thing really. It's a little bit different, but yeah.
We're not as advanced as you think we are.
I heard you stuff.
Some of us are.
Guys are advanced.
Some of us are. All right. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm going to do a little spiel for anybody who happens to be watching this, who you're wondering what the Sync Producer Spotlight is, how we got Alexander on here, why we're talking about making money from your music, making a living from music, and all of that. we're all part of a community called the Sync Producer Hub. It's run by Anthony Clint Jr. There's a link in the description if you're interested in getting your music into TV and film. One thing you got to take away, though, is if you want to join the community and you're thinking about doing it, actually, I would say don't join if you're just thinking about doing it. Join if you've decided to do it. Because it's an investment. I mean, it's a little bit of an investment to join the community. And you want to make sure that your hard-earned dollars are behind a firm decision, right? But if you have any questions, feel free to ask any of us, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. But there's a link in the description if you want to learn more. You get a lot of value for a little bit of money every month. Courses on how to format your music, how to mix your music, how to at the right way to approach music libraries, music supervisors, create a plan, track your results, understand more about the industry, royalties, the legal side, AI, how to use AI to further your business. Like all of that kind of stuff is in there. So if it's something you're interested in, it's definitely worth that investment. Before you go, Alexander, is there any last bits of wisdom you would like to? Oh, and Alexander's community, trap producers. So school, SKOOL.com, trap producers with an S, right? Just
Yes.
trap producers with an S.
Yes.
Check out his community. It's free to join, and you're going to get a lot of knowledge in there. So if you're like, I don't necessarily want to go down the sync path, I'm more interested in connecting with artists and becoming a producer that way, his community is there, and he can help you in that. So, choose your path, red pill, blue pill.
Exactly.
Any last words of wisdom, shout outs, anything you want to share with us?
Okay. Reps. That's it. Reps. Just reps, reps, reps. And that goes for anything, whatever it is.
All right. That does remind me of one thing. I know I was about to,
No, that's fine.
end it.
I enjoyed this.
Have you ever heard of the pottery class? What is it? It's not a metaphor. The pottery class story. I don't know what it's called.
Is that one true though? But I've heard it, and I like
You've
it
heard
because it aligns with what I believe. But I heard it.
What you just said reminded me of that. Do you want to tell what it is?
Yeah. So I will. I've heard this from a third party. So I don't know where I even heard this.
Yeah.
But as far as I understand, it's they had a pottery class. They separated the class into two parts. Then one half of the class were supposed to just make as many pots as they possibly could, as fast as they possibly could. Then the second half were just supposed to make one pot and make that one pot as great as they possibly could. And what ended up happening was that the part of the class that just made as many pots as possible without really thinking about it, not only did they make more, but they made more and better pots by the end of it. That's how I remember it. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct.
Okay,
yeah.
Amazing.
So when you were saying reps, that's what it's like. Using the pottery class as an example, what the people who are trying to make the perfect pot don't do is they don't learn all the lessons along the way of making bad pots. So some of those 3,148 beats, I don't remember what you said. Some of those beats were bad pots, right?
Probably 3,000.
But you learned how to, put the kiln at the right temperature and why they break easily when you use this mixture. And, there's all of these little tools and skills that you're building whenever you're getting all these reps in. So
yeah,
there's one thing to remember from this entire stream is reps. So get your reps in and get good.
Thing.
All right.
Thing.
All right, cool. Well, thank you again for your time. We appreciate it. And we'll see you around in the hub.
Absolutely.